NMH at 1 highlights the news making waves ranging from current affairs to community stories, sports and economic news. Here are the headlines. Former Prime Minister Nahas Angula has described Ida Jimmy, who died this week, as a jailbird. Manager at one of Katima Mulilo's oldest craft centers talks about the myriad of challenges faced by the craft center. And women's rights activists in the Democratic Republic of Congo have congratulated President Felix Tshisekedi for appointing Judith Suminwa as the first female prime minister in their country. I am Ashwyn Mberi. Follow all our programs on oneup2.com, DStv 285 and GOtv 25 in Namibia. The midday news update is up next. Yolanda now visited the Plus Foikies kindergarten who participated in the Cancer Association Sprayathon. Have a look.
Ons kuier vandag hier by Plaas Voetjie Dagsorg en ons gesels met Michelle en julle is betrokke by die kankervereniging se Sprayathon. Vertel vir ons, hoekom is dit belangrik om betrokke te wees by sulke gemeenskapsprojekte?
Ons as Plaas Voetjie Dagsorg het ouers in ons omgewing en in ons skool wat 'n familielid verloor het aan kanker of self deur die stryd was en dit oorwin het. So dit lê ons verskriklik na in die hart om deel te wees van hierdie. Dit is so 'n goeie projek om deel te wees en ons as Plaasvoetjie glo daaraan om terug te gee aan die gemeente en ons is altyd betrokke by sulke tipe organisasies want dit is alles wat ons doen, al die geld wat ingesamel word gaan na 'n goeie doel toe.
Visual News highlights local stories from across Namibia right after the break.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
Getting into the visual news, at the cocktail for the Korea's Expo 2024 yesterday, Alvina Hekungwa shared insights on Alan Gray Orbis Foundation, which offers scholarships to Namibian AS students who are looking to study in various fields in any institution of higher learning in South Africa.
Good afternoon, my name is Alvina and I'm a program officer for the Alan Gray Orbis Foundation. So basically what the foundation does, we offer scholarship to learners who intend to go and study in South Africa. So it's not more about the funding, our scholarship is about entrepreneurship because at the end of the day we would want those candidates to come back to their community and impact their community in one way or the other. So the reason why we are here at the career fair, we are trying to find our potential candidates, learners. So we are looking for learners that are completing their AS level and who intend to go and study in different fields at different universities in South Africa. So universities such as Stellenbosch, UCT, KZN and the likes.
Now, manager at one of Katima Mulilo's oldest craft centers, Muzimisa Kakue, talks about the myriad of challenges faced by the craft center, threatening its continued existence.
Yeah, it's difficult to get customers because it's kind of like you can have just one customer in a week. And that customer, he's not coming to buy. No, he's coming to check sometimes to see if he will like something. And it's difficult on coming on the issue of that. When you take one property, it doesn't mean it's for everyone. It's for individually, and that thing, it has a name. Yes, it has a name. Then that money, either it's $50, $100, it will go in that person's name. Yes. So it's very difficult. Some you can take 2 years, 3 years, don't sell, where your property are still here. You can just come and checking every time, and then you find your luggages are still here, everything that's still packed. So it's hard for other people, like those who are not good in artisans. You see, when you make these things, it's kind of like it's a competition, whereby your property has to be look best in all properties for you to be chosen.
Namibian Sun leads us into the newspaper review after the break.
Hi Sonia.
Hi Tufeni. What are you reading?
I'm reading about the Child Care and Protection Act. In this pamphlet I got from school.
What's that?
It is Namibia's main law for the children and the issues affecting them. The act classifies here that a child is anyone under the age of 18 years. Check out some of the rights meant to protect you. For more information, contact the Children's Advocate.
For more information, contact the Children's Advocate Namibia in the Office of the Ombudsman on 061 20 73 111. Send us an SMS on 20401. SMS costs 40 cents. You can also send us a message via our Facebook page. Remember, the services of the Children's Advocate are free of charge.
Let's get straight into the newspaper review, starting with Namibian Sun. Former Namibian Prime Minister Nahas Angula has described Ida Jimmy, who died this week, as a jailbird who was repeatedly locked up for standing up to the racist apartheid regime. Jimmy, a revered figure in Namibia's liberation struggle, took her last breath on Wednesday afternoon in Keetmanshoop, aged 78. She is remembered as a resolute fighter for justice and peace in Namibia. Her son, journalist Michael Jimmy, confirmed her death to Namibian Sun, saying his mother lived on a farm south of Keetmanshoop but fell ill in January, had an asthma attack and was diagnosed with an enlarged heart. Now, private rhino owners believe Namibia is losing the fight against poaching with no help from the government. We are fighting a war that we are not going to win, an outraged rhino owner who lost his white rhinos to poachers told Namibia Media Holdings. Now, this follows a shock announcement from the Environment Ministry that 28 rhinos were poached in Namibia in the first 3 months of the year. Moving over to Republican, on the front page of the paper, it's reported that more than 170,000 out of the total 218,000 companies listed with the Business and Intellectual Property Authority do not comply with the new rules regarding the disclosure of beneficial ownership. BIPA spokesperson August Janssen confirmed yesterday that the number of businesses in breach of the law exceeds almost 120,000 that were already declared inactive by the authority 2 months ago due to non-compliance. According to him, only between 40,000 and 45,000 businesses meet the requirements. Amendments to the laws on companies and close corporations were published in the Government Gazette in July last year. This was in an attempt to prevent Namibia from being placed on the grey list of the United Nations Financial Action Task Force. Now, unhappy residents of Henties Bay yesterday presented a letter of complaint to the town council, which highlighted the deteriorating condition of roads and increasing concerns about administrative integrity. The complaint tackles pressing issues ranging from road maintenance to the removal of Red Force from the municipal building and the suspension of the city's chief executive, Elizabeth Katia. As for the suspension of Katia, members of the community are demanding that she be reinstated. They believe she played a decisive role in the municipality's operations. Moving over to Allgemeine Zeitung, the Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation has proposed a budget allocation of about $964 million Namibian dollars to carry out its mandate. Minister Dr. Peya Moshelenga, in his budget motivation financial year, said that within this budget, 7.25% equivalent to $70 million Namibian dollars is dedicated to the development budget. He said that this allocation will fund crucial capital projects both at diplomatic missions abroad and at headquarters, as well as the completion of the Namibia International Women Peace Center. The ministry's primary emphasis will be on renovation of properties to enhance efficiency and functionality in 2024-2025. Now, overall pasture areas in Namibia continue to be drier than usual in March this year. This is what ecologist Cornelius van der Waal reported in his report on the state of Namibian pasture land in March. Since February of this year, the northern areas along the border with Angola have particularly been dry. In February, the status report showed that Erongo, Khomas and Omaheke, Hardap and Karas regions, as well as southern parts of Oshana, Oshikoto, Oshodonjupa and Kunene regions, also western parts, were drier than usual. Now we return with the Namibian newspaper as we continue with the newspaper review shortly.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
In the Namibian, as Namibia's upcoming presidential and national assembly elections are seeing more female contenders, analysts say the country's deeply rooted patriarchal mindset may significantly hinder their chances, especially for those running independently. Joining three other potential candidates, prominent advocate for social justice and human rights Rosa Namesis will officially announce her candidacy as an independent for the upcoming presidential elections today. Moving on, the Ministry of Defense and Veterans Affairs spent 80,000 Namibian dollars on every soldier it recruited and trained. Some 1,264 soldiers out of 1,300 graduated last August, while another 1,600 are currently in training. This was revealed by Defense Minister Frans Kapofi in the National Assembly yesterday, while motivating his 6.7 billion Namibian dollar budget allocation. In a new era, considering that Namibia is the world's second largest uranium producer, it is quite ironic that the country remains confronted with the persistent power supply deficiency, which sees it annually importing some 70% of its electricity. It is ironic because Namibian uranium has the potential to decarbonize not simply power, but entire economies in a cost-effective way and equitable manner, according to the paper. Now, a 40-year-old man was arrested after he allegedly grabbed a 16-month-old girl and jumped into a taxi with her. The incident occurred at Enana, and according to the police spokesperson Simeon Haufiku, the child was kidnapped while the mother was buying food. He said when the mother turned around, the child was gone. Now let's have a look at Market Watch, where Namibia Breweries Limited says the only way it will be able to put less pressure on the limited water supplies within the central areas of the country is if it is allowed to fully utilize its existing boreholes. NBL is currently only able to utilize 20% of the capacity of its boreholes and said full utilization will see it move its dependency away from bulk water supplier NAM Water as well as the city of Windhoek. Now, Ivory Coast, the world's largest exporter of cocoa, is expected to increase the official cocoa farm gate price. Stay with us as we head over to economic news.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Ivory Coast, the world's largest exporter of cocoa, is expected to increase the official cocoa farm gate price to $2.47 per kg from Tuesday from the current $1.65 per kg. It comes as President Alassane Ouattara on Saturday validated a proposal for a price of between $1.80 and $1.98 per kg before reversing his decision and asking that the price be even higher. Now, cocoa prices have more than tripled over the last year as disease and adverse weather pushed the global market to a third successive deficit. But the official farm gate price that growers can charge for their beans in Ivory Coast, a top producer, has yet to reflect this. Let's head over to the indicators. The Namibian dollar trades at 18.61 next to the US dollar. 2.58 Namibian dollars gets you 1 Chinese yuan. The euro is 20.16 Namibian dollars, and for a British pound you get 23.47. Looking at its selected NSX stock closing prices, First Rand Namibia is down minus 0.50%, whilst Leseko Holdings Namibia Limited is registering an uptick along with NBL. Oryx Properties and the local index are in the green. Oryx Properties plus 1.70%. Local index closed plus 0.12%. Platinum and Brent crude oil are in the red, whilst gold is trading at $2,294.12 US an ounce. Let's head into news stemming from the African continent. Women's rights activists in the Democratic Republic of Congo have congratulated President Felix Tshisekedi for appointing Judith Suminwa as the first female prime minister in the country. They've hailed the move as a big step towards gender equality and are looking forward to an improvement this in the country's security and social conditions. Now, President Felix Tshisekedi's appointment of Judith Suminwa as the country's prime minister took many Congolese by surprise. The Central African nation has never had a female prime minister since it gained independence from Belgium in 1960. Now, for the second time this year, Botswana has threatened to send thousands of elephants to Europe. In March, the Southern African nation warned it would fill one of London's parks with the animals. Now, the president has said his country will send 20,000 elephants to Germany. The warnings have been sparked by a diplomatic row as the UK and Germany mull the idea of stricter limits on the import of hunting trophies amid concerns of overpoaching. Let's head to international news. Looking at international news, demolition of a tilted building in Hualien began today, 2 days after a 7.2 magnitude earthquake in Taiwan rocked the island, killing 12 people and leaving hundreds stranded in a national park. Excavators broke the windows of the quake-hit Uranus building as dismantling operations commenced. A mountain near the demolition site was also affected by a landslide caused by the quake. Taiwan's fire department said 2 bodies were found in the mountains and put the number of people still missing at 18, including 3 foreigners. Rescuers confirmed that around 400 people cut off at a luxury hotel in the Taroko Gorge National Park in Hualien were safe, while helicopters have been ferrying out the injured and bringing in supplies. Let's head over to local sports after the break.
Hallo Namibia, ons is by die kus en ons is lus.
Terwyl by die Easter shot.
Okay. Okay, so yes, please, today you make sure that we are fed. Sorry, it's actually.
You're still with NMH at 1. Let's head into local sport news. Namibia's futsal national team is on their way to Rabat, Morocco to compete in the Total Energies CAF Futsal AFCON. The team is slated to play 2 friendlies in Morocco before their first group fixture against Mauritania on the 12th of April. All futsal AFCON matches will be streamed on CAF TV on YouTube. In cricket, Namibia's Richelieu Eagles have struggled to overcome the pressure applied by the home side Oman in today's third T20 international of 5-match series in Al Amarat. Oman stormed to a dominating 8-wicket win, chasing down Namibia's total of 108 for 8 to take a 2-1 lead in the 5-match T20 international series in Al Amarat. Nasim Kushi was named as the player of the match with 66 of 40 balls. Let's head to international sport. All right, in international sport, Williams appeared to have dodged a second consecutive Formula One race weekend with just one car in action despite Logan Sargent's crash out of first practice for the Japanese Grand Prix. Sargent driving the repaired chassis, which was broken by teammate Alex Albon at the Australian Grand Prix, crashed through the uphill Dunlop section of the racetrack, raising fears of further damage. Now, the team's initial assessment was that Sargent's chassis had survived the accident, although it left Williams with a hefty repair job. And Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp was happy his side came through with a nervy 3-1 home win over Sheffield United yesterday without any further injury worries ahead of their huge match against Manchester United at the weekend. Stay with us as we swing over into the highlights after the break. DRC has a new Prime Minister who is a woman, much to the praise of advocates. We're going to be leaving you now on NMH at 1, but do make sure you catch rugby action live tomorrow on NTV from 12 p.m. However, if you are in the entertainment scene and looking to figure out what to do this weekend, here's Michael Kuyunde with the Weekend Guide. Cheers.
Hello NMH at 1 viewers, my name is Michael Kayunde. I'm back on your TV screens to give you guys a lowdown of some of the events that are taking place this weekend. To start with, you can catch that is chill sessions tonight on NTV, that is at 1900 hours. That's the show I get to take you in and around the country, counting down the trending music videos for the week. So if you are a lover and support of local music, please do tune in and find out the trending music for this week. Moving along with other events you can still expect to check out this weekend. Today, Friday, you can catch that is a Night Under the Star performance by that is Se Ray and friends taking place that is at GOtv Institute at 7 p.m. tonight. Entrance is $50 Namibian. It's a live music performance. If you are a fan of live music, please make sure you go out to GOtv Institute tonight. Entrance is $50 Namibian. And lastly, you can also catch that is the 3 Decades of Sounds, a Rashhama concert that is taking place tonight, Friday, as well as tomorrow, Saturday. It's taking place that is at Nampower Convention Center. It's also